Hi, intentional people. You are most welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. With me here is Omobolanle. Hey, if you have watched some of my videos, you would have seen this pretty face. Of course. Yeah. So we just want to talk about something very quickly. There's this post that I saw on TikTok, and it reads, when choosing a spouse, please place character ahead of spirituality. You are starting a home, not a church, right? Okay. So I posted this on my WhatsApp status, and somebody disagreed with it that there is no way you're going to be spiritual and not have character, right? That we can't separate the two. That once you're spiritual, then you automatically have character. But I disagreed with that person because I agree with this post. Yeah. In my own opinion, you can be spiritual and not have character. And this is based on my knowledge of what spirituality is, and based on what I have also seen. Like, I've seen people who are very, very spiritual, but when it comes to character, zero.
So I think we should start from what's character. Like, what would we, I think it would then be relative to different people.
Okay.
Like, so what would you say is character?
Okay, so for me, character is who you are, your values, your principles, right? Okay. Character is who you truly are, whether somebody is watching you or not. And apart from character being relative to you, there are some general standards of character that are expected of every human being. Like integrity, like compassion, like honesty, respect, respect for human rights, and all of those things, right? So apart from you having your own personal values and everything, there are some general standards of behavior, morality, or morale that everybody should. So that is what we mean by character. Okay. So maybe we should define what spirituality is to also provide a context.
I think spirituality would be from, I know some religions, once they hear a particular religion, once they hear spirituality, they think it has to do with just them, right? But spirituality, I think in general, is basically being in touch with whatever God you serve. So a Muslim is spiritual, right? Because they observe their 5 daily prayers, they do all the things that are required in that faith. A Christian who is practicing can say they're spiritual. People that have other religions, other beliefs, they also count themselves spiritual.
Of course.
So then again, we have to just demystify that spirituality does not belong to a particular religion only.
To be precise, spirituality does not relate to Christianity alone.
Nope.
Right? Spirituality simply means anything that is beyond the physical, that has to do with the spiritual, maybe your connection with God or whatever you believe in that is above the physical. So that is spirituality. Because witches and wizards, they will also claim some level of spirituality.
Because they do have things they believe in, that they worship, that they, so
they operate in the spiritual realm. So whatever is beyond the physical is spiritual. So now that brings us back to the point.
The main
So do you think that you will automatically have character once you're spiritual?
Absolutely not. So I think, again, like I have seen in my faith, in Christianity, people choose conveniently what level of Christianity, some people rather choose conveniently what level of Christianity they want to practice. So if you're telling me that you are a Christian, there should be some values that are non-negotiable. Once I see you and you tell me, or once I meet you and you tell me, oh, I'm a Christian, I should know that you have integrity. I should know that you are an honest person. I should know that you're teachable. I should know that if I happen to have a business deal with you, you will not cheat me out of whatever negotiations we've had prior. But is that the case today? Absolutely not. No. Although the Bible can teach you character. The Bible teaches us character. The Bible teaches us those things that we're supposed to be once we call ourselves Christians, right? So is that the case for everybody?
No.
Do you see everybody who says they're a Christian being honest? We don't need to spell it out, Some people are even more afraid to do business with anybody that says I belong to this faith. They prefer to do business with people who don't identify with anything than people who wholeheartedly declare, oh, I go to this church or I'm a part of this. They don't want to hear it.
Which is not supposed to
it's
be,
not
right?
supposed to be.
Because in actual fact,
Yeah.
let's take Christianity for example. Christianity is named after Christ. It means Christ-like.
Christ-like.
But unfortunately, that's not the case today.
Nope.
And talking about this subject of spirituality versus character, I have seen a lot to make me say that spirituality does not equal character.
I didn't even land exactly. So, like I was saying, even though the Bible teaches us all of that, this faith, this Christian faith, teaches us what characters to have. Some people conveniently choose which ones they want to be, which ones they want to obey, you know, in that faith. And so automatically you just see that somebody says they're a Christian but no character, zero honesty, you know. So obviously we can come to the conclusion that spirituality, being spiritual, does not mean you have character or you have those values that you know are important.
That is to say that some people are actually not Christians. They are not Christ-like.
Nope.
But they go to church.
Yes.
So what we have is so many churchgoers.
Churchgoers.
Right? It doesn't mean that when you're a Christian, you have your character all figured out.
100%.
You are prim and proper. You are always. We are all work in progress, and we keep praying that God should help us. But like we said, there are some things that are expected of each and every one of us, Christian or not. Right? You can be praying in tongues from morning till night, sing in the choir. You know, observe your Muslim prayers every now and then. But when it comes to compassion, you don't have it. You don't have love. You are not honest. When you see money, everything
you are not recognizable. You are quick to cheat others. How are you going to cheat others out of their own percentage? You know, you're a woman beater.
Exactly.
You gossip. You bring strife. You know, amongst people.
Exactly. Those are the things we're talking about. So still talking about that, I know of somebody, a man, who is a pastor in one popular church in Nigeria, but whose character is, in fact, this one is not zero, it's like minus 100. He's a terrible person.
That's exactly
at church. Everybody calls him Papa. He's very friendly with everybody in church. They like him. Oh, we treat the women right. But this guy does terrible and unimaginable things to his wife, as in he shows the wife shaggy Pro Max, and as I speak, that marriage has packed up.
Wow.
He will beat the woman.
Wow.
In fact, there was a time that he called the police on her, because after a while they relocated abroad. He called the police on her and framed her up. So many things, I can't even begin to say them here. So that is what I mean, or that is what we mean when we say spirituality does not equal character.
Absolutely.
Don't let somebody bobo you. Oh, speaking in tongues. Oh, always carrying Bible around. Always going to the mosque. Always observing spiritual routines and all of that.
And you know, I have an example. So the other side of your example, I have someone who, when she took her fiance home, or let me say the person she wanted to get married to, she took him to the family. The family was like, no, he's an atheist, he doesn't go to church, he doesn't go to mosque, what does he believe in? We don't know his God, you're never gonna get married to him, it's not possible. Anyways, they prevailed because, I mean, love held them together. They've been married for nearly 6 years. The guy has turned out to be the best husband yet in that family, you know. So the other side of your own example, you know, somebody who is a pastor, who you would think, oh, he has, I mean, Papa, he has eaten the Bible, chewed it raw, slept on it, you know. But this is somebody who we think, you know, in this part of the world, that religion does not even exist. They don't believe in anything, you know. You don't know what they believe in. At least for Christians, you know, they call on a certain God. For Muslims, you know, they call on a certain God. For traditionalists, you know, we can relate. When somebody says they're an atheist, what do you think they call? Do you understand? And the family was gonna be against the marriage, but they got married against all of. They've been married going on 6 years. The guy is good. He's a great husband. He's a great father. So that's where, you know, I have to say absolutely not. I mean, the Bible is a guide to us Christians, but do we let ourselves be guided? Do we let ourselves gain everything or learn everything that the Bible is trying to teach us in order for ourselves to now be refined to say, okay, I have developed my character to the point where if my name is mentioned somewhere, nothing messy can be attached to my name. Nothing filthy, nothing, dishonest can be mentioned. My name and anything dishonest cannot be mentioned in one sentence. So we then start to refine ourselves. We get better by the help of God, and all of that.
So this is not to say that spirituality is not important.
No.
It is very important.
Yeah.
As human beings, we cannot be disconnected from God
At all.
or from the spiritual realm.
Whatever God
Life
says.
itself is spiritual.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't use spirituality to overshadow character or to be an excuse to behave badly. So we've been able to establish that
I would choose character over spirituality. And I wanted to say, so which one would you choose before I say what I want to say?
Character first, though, because
first
you can't
before
be praying. What's the essence of praying? The Bible says that if I speak in tongues and does not love, if I speak with the tongues of angels but I don't have love, you do all of these things, but there's no love. You don't love people. You don't have character to make you a good person, to make you relate well with people. Of what point is it? So both are important, but I'll check your character first, because I'm not going to eat speaking in tongues or anything. When it's me and you alone, who are you?
Exactly. So what I was going to say is, I think it's even a universal thing that people would always choose character first. Because I remember at some point in my former office, maybe we were having a meeting, and my boss then at the time said she would always hire someone who is teachable first over somebody who is the most professional but will not listen to anybody. Because somebody who is teachable, they know, or they can almost rely on the fact that when you come into a team, you won't be the person scattering the team. You will not be the person creating strife in that team. You will not be the person that your manager cannot talk to. You will not be the person that will be turning colleagues against themselves, against one another. So she said, over somebody who has 10 years experience, she will choose somebody who has maybe 3-4 years experience, that is trainable, that is teachable, and that has character. So character again in the workplace over competence.
True. Character. All right. Thank you so much, Marblan Lay.
Thank you.
All right, fam. So let's hear from you. What do you think? Spirituality, does it equal character? Is it automatic that you will have character once you're spiritual? Or do you think they are two separate entities? Let's hear from you.
And which is your own opinion? Which would you pick? Spirituality over character, or character over spirituality? Let's tell us in the comments.
All right. Thank you so much. Don't also forget to like this video. Kindly subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, aka First Lady, and on this channel I encourage you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again. Until then, be intentional.
Bye.
We'll come your way again. Until then. Shake my leg, What's the worry this time? No one invites for long.